New report, top Christian Facebook pages controlled by foreign trolls. The MIT Technology Review obtained a leaked Facebook internal data research report from a former employee in 2019. The report stated that 19 out of the top 20 pages churning out massive amounts of Christian content were managed by foreign troll farms. The separate pages creating different ranges of content were controlled by the same troll farms based in Kosovo and Macedonia. Around 75% of the combined monthly engagement of the pages are from users who did not like or actually follow the page itself. Jeff Allen, the author of the 2019 report, said, instead of users choosing to receive content from these actors, it is our platform that is choosing to give these troll farms an enormous reach. The only top Christian page that was not controlled by trolls was an anti-LGBT page called Guideposts. Facebook spokesperson Joe Osborne explained that they have already started investigating the results of this report.
Wait, I don't get it. Why are these trolls making Christian Facebook pages? I might have messed up because I was looking at the live chat. What's the whole point?
Well, okay, it's what's interesting is that this was a kind of a minor subset of the larger massive report that was done about the problems of foreign troll farms in Facebook. And this was an internal report that was later leaked. And then MIT Review is publishing the findings of this report, right? So in terms of the Christian pages here, this is a subset of the larger, examination that I'm talking about. And so this is done within a context of these foreign troll farms targeting very similar demographics to demographics that were targeted preceding the 2016 election. And there's actually some suspicion that there may be, it's tenuous at this point, a connection to the Internet Research Agency, which is was indicted for election interference and has Kremlin associations. So in terms of this Christian thing, why are they doing this? What is the motivation? Is because this is a majorly important demographic that they're trying to influence, right?
Oh, okay. So let me give you a hypothetical to maybe suggest what the fear is here. Let's say that we have. Do we know which country these are based on mostly? Do we know?
Well,
we don't.
These troll farms are being based out of Kosovo and Macedonia.
Okay. So could the concern be that they're making pages that are just posting pro-Christian memes, gaining a following, encouraging a lot of engagement, and then but then now they have a lot of followers, for example, in the United States and among the Christian community. And now because of all these memes and all the engagement that they posted, if they want to sometimes post something that encourages people to think a certain way or to create some tensions between different communities or create conflict because of all these Christian pages that they have, the people behind themselves might not even care about Christian stuff. They're just creating these pages to gain an engaging following of Christians, maybe for example, based in the United States, where they now have access to them and could manipulate them to think or behave in a certain way. Is that what the concern, is that a fair description of the concern?
Well, based on the reports that I was reading on MIT Technology Review, they almost didn't make it sound like there was any ulterior motive or potential intentionality behind it potentially. They talked about how much of the content was just the most viral content that appeared on other pages. So it wasn't, it was content farming almost. You're just taking what is most viral, adding it, and then distributing it yourself again. So it'll go viral again. And based off of their findings, they're I don't even think the people controlling this speak English necessarily. Like they might not even know what these are about, but they're just taking what is most engaging and regurgitating that. Well, we know from like the very recent Facebook whistleblowing, what is getting the most engagement on Facebook, partially because of the way their algorithm works and what it pushes to other people who maybe didn't necessarily sign up to follow certain content, is that they push what is most disruptive and divisive to the top of your newsfeed out of thousands of options of what they could show you. So with that in combined with this like content farming practice, like it's just a very easy way to continue to distribute very divisive messaging.
Okay, but if they don't have any, if they're not suggesting any like evil motives or like alternate motives or something like that, then what's the difference between a troll farm and a content farm or a content aggregator? Like then if that's what if all they're doing is like just like posting content that is getting the most amount of engagement, then they're just a content aggregator or a content farm. So what's the definition of a troll farm?
So the problem is so this entire report altogether was 15,000 Facebook pages. But like I said, the top 20, 19 out of the top 20 of Christian Facebook groups were troll controlled. In fact, all 10 of the top 10.
But how do you what does that even mean then? What's the definition of a troll in the context of this research?
You know, they actually provide a really good definition. Let me find it really quickly.
Wow. Researchers, academic researchers are actually defining what is a troll. Amazing.
Well, I mean, of course, they have to operationalize everything. Okay, troll farms, professionalized groups that work in a coordinated fashion to post provocative content, often propaganda, to social networks.
Okay.
So what makes it more troll and worrying in this case is that there are these 15,000 pages, all told, are originating out of Kosovo and Macedonia, which are known hostile agents based off of what happened in 2016. So that's an additional dynamic that causes increased alarm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, like, okay, so a lot of people assume that a lot of these, I don't know, troll farms, who might lead to events that are, you know, dangerous or harmful. Maybe they were like against United States, you know, stability, and they're trying to create conflict offline by like, you know, sowing distrust in the community. But it might be like that's not actually their intention. It's just that the content that just gets the most engagement, the way Facebook algorithm work, is that creating conflict is the most engaging content to put out there, right? By the way, I must say, like, a lot of people are blaming Facebook for this, but isn't that the problem here just the nature of our brains? You know, like the fact, like, I mean, as a social media website, you have to put content out there that is the most engaging. Isn't it our brains that are the problem that just finds conflict the most engaging? Like what is social media supposed to do? Like, okay, let's just give people what they don't want to see. And
well, theoretically, they could down regulate, which is like stuff that's more divisive. I can't remember exactly because the whole Facebook whistleblower thing happened so recently, and I haven't been able to dig into that, but I've watched a few interviews with the whistleblower. And she was talking about how they had various protective factors that they put in place for like the election. And then afterwards they like turned it off. Like no big deal.
Because their business model is to how to get people to be engaged on our platform. Like it's kind of, I mean, what do you expect? The fault is with us, I think mostly. It's kind of like people think this is a new media issue. This is also with mainstream media. Like people say, like, why is news always covering like conflict and bad news and war? Or like, because if they didn't cover that, if they covered good news all the time, nobody would be watching. and they will go bankrupt. Like
Mhm.
you are the problem is with the consumer and the viewer, not the platform. Like imagine if like you turned on all the mainstream news and they were like, hey, everything like things are great, like productivity is up, car accidents are dropping, this is good, like things are normal here. This area of this part of the world has enjoyed peace for the past 20 years. People were like, okay, let me go watch like, I don't know, a movie or something. Like, but so, and they're going to go bankrupt. Like the viewership is going to go down and they're not going to get any money for the ads, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
like people want to see if there's a war somewhere, people are going to be like, oh my God, I want to see that. What the hell is happening there? Right? If there's a plane crash, they want to see that. If the news is like this, we used to have a lot of plane crashes, and for 20 years, this has been constantly dropping. If that is the news, people are like, okay. So again, if you have the same issue, like people think like this is a Facebook issue. No, this has every media issue. Like this is the way our minds operate. As if you can, if you until that's how what we want to see, you're going to have this problem with any other media. Um. Anyways,
Yeah.
sorry, I changed the topic a bit here.
It's really interesting. So if you combined all these troll pages and then compared them, if you combine them all and compared them to the non-authentic pages, then these collectively combined page would form the largest Christian American page on Facebook with a 20-time larger audience than the next largest, like 20 times larger than that of an authentic page, reaching
Wow.
75 million US users monthly, 95% of whom had never followed any of these pages.
Amazing. Well, I can see why, because the authentic Christian pages, they have like a ideological agenda, and they're like, we're gonna put content out there that we believe in. But I guess the troll farms, they're like constantly evaluating what memes or content they put out there that would get the highest engagement, and they keep reducing the ones that is getting lower engagement, and they keep reposting the ones or posting the kind of content that's getting obviously they're going to grow faster than the authentic Christian pages, right?
Yeah.
If that's the
And
strategy.
they also had the largest African American page on Facebook. So that's what was really interesting with this report, is that the two demographics that were targeted were Christians and African Americans. So on one hand, like 19 out of 20 of the top Christian Facebook pages were controlled by foreign trolls. And then it was where was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Look
Like
at this Navid guy.
10 out of the top 15 of the
Yeah.
African American pages were controlled by trolls.
It's so funny. Navid thinks we're being hateful to foreigners by saying foreign trolls, as if we're suggesting that being foreign and being a troll goes hand in hand. Navid, you're so pathetically naive. If that's what you're suggesting, I guess I have to be more skeptical.
I mean, I don't know how else to describe
They're foreign.
a professional troll form that is from outside of the country being targeted.
Okay, Navid, if it's the fact is that they're creating content for another country that they're not in, okay, so that makes them foreign. Okay, it would be the same if it was another country. For example, if there were content farms in the United States that was targeting Egypt, okay, and they were, we would be they were using the same tactics, then they would be foreign trolls, because even though they're in the United States, they wouldn't be in Egypt. They're creating a content for Egypt consumptions outside of Egypt with this troll tactics. They would be foreign trolls. Foreign doesn't mean not Americans, okay? Foreign is in relationship to the content, the country that the content is being
We
made
don't
for.
have to explain.
No, it's so funny because people are so American centric that they think foreign is just like a slang for non-American, because they can't see, they're so focused on their own country that they can't see that you are also a foreigner for other people.
Hey guys, if you're a fan of blasphemy and sexy Callie, like me, then you need to be sure to subscribe to our newsletter, link in the description below. Because if you subscribe, we will send you a free copy of our Blasphemous Art ebook. And let me tell you, it is the tastiest blasphemy that you can find anywhere available today. And we are so generous with our blasphemy that we continue to send you more blasphemy every week. So make sure to subscribe, link in the description below.